Most people don't realize that when you look outside, when you feel all those emotions, those thoughts, feelings, and emotions you experience on a daily basis, that's all programming, it's conditioning of the mind. I'm doing my best here to speak to you as consciousness. The reason why this is challenging is because consciousness is silent. It's silent power. It's divinity. So me talking through this egoic construct in order to reach you, to communicate to you, it is like having multiple personalities at once. You're being the one while talking through the other. When you are being consciousness, you don't identify with the world of form. When you are pure consciousness itself, there are no genders, no colors, no race. There is nothing out there because everything is one. You're all that is. When we go into our daily life, the world you see outside is made up out of constructs. It's made up out of things you can consume. Most businesses and services are built to feed your egoic constructs. They are not what you truly want. They are not truly you. The ego is the black hole within us. It is the egoic separate self construct that never feels like it has enough or is enough. That black hole can be more amplified in one person than the other. When you awaken, if you are meant to awaken in this lifetime, when you realize you are none of the things you have learned, that nothing is real, that your emotions are based on those constructs that have been programmed into you since childhood, in your conditioning, then you know everything external is crazy. It's pure illusion, insanity. So going through the day-to-day life, knowing, embodying divinity is an incredible endeavor, challenging. Being one with everything in a world of separation consciousness feels like being split into pure chaos. Every construct that was programmed into us is going to fight for survival. Survival. You identify with your job, with the friends you hang around with a random other meat suit, which is also consciousness. Maybe awakened, maybe an unawakened consciousness, which are basically just players in this game that are asleep, the Walking Dead, meat suits. That's why going on social media, what I'm actually doing right now, is quite ridiculous, because who is being their authentic self? Who doesn't have a double agenda? Who doesn't indulge in egoic pleasures? Who doesn't like admiration? Who doesn't like compliments? Almost no one is consciousness, because consciousness does not need validation. Consciousness also is only responsible for itself, which is everything in this reality. My own reality. Your only job is to be consciousness in this life. Consciousness is unattached to emotional states. Consciousness is completely indifferent to what's happening in the 3D. If you are divine, divinity in human flesh, in human form, experiencing that illusion, you wouldn't have the emotional upheavals that ego feeds you. You wouldn't need anything external to tell you who you are. You know exactly who you are, and no one can take that away from you because they simply don't exist. These egoic masks projected onto us with their facial expressions. We are one. Those facial expressions are merely creations, and we are the source of everything in that creation that we experience. So, in that sense, when you truly think about this, or when you receive this information, it's not really thinking, like the ego does the overthinking. You realize that anything you energize in your thoughts, feelings, and emotions gets projected outside. And then you start to be very aware of your thoughts, feelings, and emotions on a daily basis. You also become aware of where you, as an ego, have attached yourself to in the external. Are you dependent on a system that supposedly is your source? Are you dependent on validation from some type of relationship? That is you not being in your divinity. Consciousness, pure consciousness, is unbothered by any external people or what's happening outside. Consciousness is non-reactive. Consciousness only creates in the present moment. And sure, ego can get dragged away again into a consciousness, indulging in illusion, pretending it's real again. But ultimately, balance has to be restored and pleasure turns into pain, vice versa. So the only way out of the so-called lower dimensions, the matrix or Maya illusion, whatever you say it is detachment. Once you become emotionally independent from anything that's happening outside in the 3D, you become a master creator, which you already are. It means nothing in the external can phase you or trigger you. You don't need to add anything onto you. The only thing that's truly important, the important work, is to remove any programming that says you are not the creator. Being in that state of creatorship is where your peace is, your fulfillment, your happiness, and your freedom ultimately. It keeps pointing back to all of that. There are no rules. You make up the rules. The ultimate power you have been looking for is always you. It always has been.